Hi, it's Patrice with Powerful You. Last week I invited you to give mindfulness a try, to listen to your inner chatter, to treat yourself with compassion as you listened, and notice some patterns of thought that you might have. Most of those thought patterns are going to be unconscious, but they can come up to consciousness as we begin to notice them. So I talked about the long-held understanding that what we focus on, either consciously or unconsciously, expands. We get more of it. One of my very favorite teachers, Mike Dooley, says this to me the most clearly, and that is, thoughts become things. So most of us, many of us, don't realize that when we become aware of our habits, especially those that pull us down, or what we sometimes call our baggage, as we become aware of that, we can let go of that baggage, or perhaps replace it, if you will, with much more positive, much more uplifting and thoughts and ways of seeing the world and ourselves. And we can let go of the things that keep us small or stuck or unhappy. You can make new habits of thought. Just because you've been thinking one way for many years doesn't mean you can't change that. A practice that I teach that helps this to happen and works really well for people is that when you notice that sort of heaviness or that feeling of tightness or achiness, you can usually tie that back to a thought that is either harshly judging, or that is beating yourself up, or maybe it's worry or envy or some sort of feeling that tightens you rather than expands you and makes you become more. But just, if you can, remember that you are the one who is the thinker. You're the person who's doing that thinking. And what you can do, in fact, is when you notice it, just say stop or no. And another one that I use quite often is get thee behind me. I am the thinker here and I get to choose what I think. So choose a different thought. It helps a lot to write down your negative patterns or your baggage, if you will. And then you can write a second column, and in that second column you can write positive affirmations. So I'm not telling you how to think or what to think. I'm just suggesting that as we begin to notice the things that keep us stuck, like, oh, I'm really stupid, so I probably won't understand this anyway, which I work on with mathematics, for example. Instead, when I catch myself doing that, I can stop and say stop, and choose instead to say, I'm really smart. I can do this. I know I can do this. Might take me a little practice, but I can do this. So whatever your patterns that you're noticing that might be holding you back, write a positive affirmation, always in positive terms. I am, fill in the blank, and give that a try this week. Notice yourself stopping your expansion or your happiness. Realize that it's your choice to do it differently, and find some affirmations that work for you and begin to practice. I look forward to hearing what works for you, whether this is helpful. If it is helpful, please leave me a message and let me know. If you like this video, feel free to pass it along, and I look forward to talking with you again next week.